The 911 Turbo made its debut at the Paris Motor Show in 1974. It started out with a 260 horsepower engine, but in 1977 the car got a power boost. Thanks to its new intercooling system, the 3.3-liter motor could generate 300 horsepower. Christoph says the 911 Turbo is more than just a car. It's the stuff of legend. In the 1970s and 80s, there was no getting away from it. Whether you were a yuppie or a technical freak, a grandma or a kid, this car polarized people, Christoph adds. They either loved it or hated it, coveted it or vilified it, but it certainly didn't leave them cold. As the world's first turbocharged series production supercar, the Porsche 911 Turbo combined power with luxury. Originally designed as a race car, some last-minute changes to the regulations robbed it of its chances on the track. But not to be daunted, Porsche switched gears and turned the vehicle into a luxury sports car, though it retained one race car characteristic. It's turbo lag. Christoph says rally driver Walter Rohrer once described it this way: you step on the gas and for a few seconds nothing happens. Then suddenly it feels like you've been rear-ended. Christoph says that's true, and provides a demonstration. Yoo-hoo, this baby really flies, he says. It's enough to strike fear into the hearts of the Italians at Lamborghini and Ferrari. When it made its debut, the 911 Turbo cost close to 66,000 Deutschmarks, 20,000 more than the priciest 911 Carrera. Still, thanks to its stunning looks and superior performance, by 1989 over 21,000 of the original Turbo models had been sold. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.5 seconds and a top speed of 260 kilometers an hour. That's what Christoph calls performance, but he warns inexperienced drivers to beware. If they hit the gas at the wrong moment and then the turbocharger kicks in, the rear end could spin out of curves. Even Porsche knew the 911 Turbo was hard to handle. It's a real sports car and requires concentration to drive, this commercial states, but it rewards you with a high level of safety and driving pleasure. Those who equate driving pleasure with great acceleration and power will find few cars to match the original 911 Turbo, even today. What a beast, Christoph says, noting that the 911 Turbo's trademark rear spoilers are hard to overlook. When the car was introduced, many owners of regular 911s had these whale tails added to their vehicles. Christoph says this didn't escape the attention of the designers at Porsche, and they eventually offered this turbo look for regular 911s, complete with tail fin, fender extensions, and fatter Fuchs wheels. Christoph finds that all a bit embarrassing, though. The design of the 911 Turbo turned out to be a hit, though it was born of necessity. The wing extensions are from the Carrera 3.0 RS, with slight modifications. And a Porsche designer gave the body a final going-over outside of regular work hours. Due to the firm's limited budget, his reward was a bottle of whiskey. The interior incorporated all of the optional extras Porsche had to offer. However, the huge intercooler for the 3.3-liter engine only arrived at the end of 1977. The original 911 Turbo wasn't lacking for anything, Christoph says, but the 3.3-liter model came with even more extras: power windows, power seats, power sunroof. But such luxury didn't come cheap. In 1974, the Turbo cost over 65,000 euros, a third more than the most powerful naturally aspirated Porsche of the day, the Carrera 2.7. Even though it's incredibly powerful, Christoph says the Turbo is more of a Gran Turismo than race car, and that sports cars enthusiasts prefer naturally aspirated Porsches. That's because the turbo only gets to flex its impressive muscle on straightaways. Every naturally aspirated 911 delivers more precise and smooth handling when taking curves. Still, the turbo helped Porsche attract a new type of customer. Christoph says the 911 Turbo was the first and most successful turbocharged supercar. Its arrival put Porsche on a par with Italian supercar makers like Lamborghini and Ferrari. Compared to other supercars, Christoph believes the Turbo strikes the right balance between sportiness and practicality, between the racetrack and the supermarket. For that reason, he feels the 911 Turbo is truly a milestone in automotive history. And a legendary car model to boot. Little wonder, as 3 decades after it was introduced, the turbocharged 911 still packs a real punch.